Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's harder to do, the fight scenes or the love scenes?
They're equally fun.
They're equally fun, but it's not difficult?
I think they're actually both pretty difficult. The thing with, I think the fighting scene is obviously more physically demanding than the other scenes. But the intimate scene between Tris and Thor was really intense because we wanted to make sure, just took a lot of time and effort going into it because we wanted to make sure that it wasn't exploitative and that the moment, because he has to take his shirt off and they obviously share a kiss, and that we wanted to make sure that it still had the entertainment value to it, but it also was grounded and rooted in truth and really honored sort of the sensitive, beautiful, vulnerable moment that exists as in the book.
In the original film, the love scene was much longer. It turned into like a whole hardcore sex scene, but they cut it because they thought for YA audiences it wouldn't.
They needed to decipher between the physical fight scenes and the lovemaking scene, and in the original film, you couldn't tell the difference. Like, are they fighting or are they?
Right? Yeah. It's in the director's cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Since 2011, we're seeing a lot of male-driven action movies. Do you feel it's like a responsibility right now that you make part of it?
I don't feel like it's a responsibility, but I do feel like it's an honor to be a part of one of the few, sort of films that give a female not only a leading role, but a leading action role. And in this movie, you watch Trish's progression. You watch how she becomes such a strong heroine. And I think that that's something that's really valuable. She didn't come out of the womb knowing how to shoot a bow and arrow. She had to really learn her trade and learn her craft, and it's exemplified on screen, which I think is pretty neat.
Feeling already?
No, not yet. No, this press tour has been pretty hardcore.
And you have a new director right now, right? Is that making you nervous, or is
it's a little bit different, just because Neil did create this world, and it very much was Neil's vision. So
yeah, and we're friends with Neil, So, but at the same time, I think there's nothing wrong with new blood and a fresh perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the second movie is always trickier because doesn't have a beginning or an end.
I think not necessarily, actually, because I think not the problem, but the complexity of the first movie is you have to set up the world as Neil had to do. So there's a lot you have to do within a short space of time. The running time of the movie, it's not short because there's a lot to fit in. Whereas the second movie, you've already achieved that, so you can concentrate on you can concentrate on character a little bit more.
You said at a face.
And then one journalist had to leave, so I'm asking hers.
All right. This is Charlie Cooter. He'll be doing the generic questions for Fox. Speed.
So what's the appeal of this story to its legions of fans who love the book and we hope the film, and maybe its appeal to you?
Oh my gosh, I mean...
It's a broad question. There's a lot of appeal.
So much appeal. For me, it was about just recognizing that... I always say this, but nothing's guaranteed, and it's also fleeting, so just appreciate every single moment and be so grounded and so rooted, and wake up every single day and be so grateful for each breath, because you never know, when you're going to have another one. And it also is a book that doesn't victimize death or victimize cancer or illness. It celebrates life, and it celebrates existence.
I think that it so authentically represents a teenage love, or just love in general. It doesn't seem fake or cheesy at all, which is so refreshing, because in literature, but especially in movies, a lot of times things are so cheesy and fake, and this one is so real, and it's almost like respectful, especially now, like in this case, to young people, saying like, yeah, young people are capable of this kind of love too, as well as like I know, and a lot of young people know.
And a lot of the fans.
Yeah.
So you guys, of course, worked together on Divergent. Did you bring anything from that relationship to this set? Any sort of shorthand or?
Of course. I mean, I think it's not like we brought a specific thing besides just us becoming so close. Like our closeness was so important, because then we come to fall in our stars and we're comfortable with each other. And right away we can tell each other how we feel, and right away we can, be collaborative and like there's something. It's great when that kind of stuff translates to screen. Like us being close, because Hazel and Augustus are our best friends. Above being lovers, and me and Shailene are also very, very good friends.
What was it like filming in Amsterdam?
It was amazing. I mean, I'd been there before, but Ansel had never been there, and we walked around on our days off, and there's just something so romantic about that city. It was foggy as well. It was cold, and there's some rain in itself brings a romantic element to life. I think there's like a cozy sort of sensual feeling that you get, and so being there, coming from America and going somewhere where there's all these old buildings, and then imagining it through the eyes of 16-year-olds, and it's probably the last trip they're ever going to go on in their lives, which is really sad to think about, but also very realistic for a lot of people. It was so special.
And do you think that there's something universal that all audiences can relate to in this film?
Yes.
Yeah, hugely.
I think that there's a lot of universal concepts in this film. I mean, just the love in general. Like, it's not, like I said, a young person love, or, this is only one that young people would have, or only ones that old people would have. This is like everyone would have a love like this. Who has had love, I think. Also, just the way that they face death is very universal, and I think helped me actually understand, especially as a young person, but even if I wasn't young, I feel like it really helped me understand death, and just the way that they talk about it and the way that it's presented in the story is just so truthful and an honest way of looking at death, and it also doesn't put death down as like the worst thing in the world. It just talks about how everyone's just gonna die, and that's just a given.
Focus on living. Well, thank you guys. And I'm
Great. Now we're going to switch cards.